Hey everybody, I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's. Um, thank God for this new year and all of the many benefits that will be bestowed upon us for this new year. Because the scriptures say he daily loaded us down with benefits. And I'm just gonna have a totally different approach this year. I'm gonna post information on my YouTube channel, DARRYLLEZAMA. And I just hope and pray that this year is a year of peace and fulfillment. And every day we have to encourage ourselves because we live in a time and in a world where the systems of this world seem to want to drain our joy and our peace, but we must encourage ourselves in the Lord. And we must remind ourselves that the peace that we have, the world didn't give it to us. The joy that we have, the world didn't and cannot give it to us. It's like the song says, this peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. So we must refuse to let the world and the systems of this world and the spirit of this world drain our virtue, our joy, and our peace. So I want to start by saying the information that I'm going to put out in this video and in other videos are not medical advice. I am not a medical professional. I am just sharing my personal experience, things that I have done to help enhance my health and my well-being. And tonight I'm going to start by sharing a few things. One of the things that I'm going to start off the new year with is sea moss. I bought this sea moss in Decatur, Georgia about 2 weeks ago. And I washed some of it. And I washed it real good. And I've had it soaking for about 5 or 6 hours. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this sea moss and I am going to boil it. And what I'm going to do when I boil it, I'm going to grate a stick of ginger. I'm going to grate a similar size of turmeric. I'm going to boil this star anise. I'm going to boil at least 2 of them with the sea moss, because the sea moss has a lot of minerals in it and very, very good for your health. I'm going to put 3 cloves when I boil it. I'm going to put a half a tablespoon of cinnamon powder. And I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of honey. And I'm also going to add some almond milk in it. And I'm going to put, once it's boiled, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to try to consume at least 1 glass a day, and try to finish it off within 5 days. I really, when I make anything, when I make like tea or anything, I try not to let it sit for more than 5 or 6 days. I am also going to add some of this powder. It's this is moringa powder. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of moringa powder with the sea moss. And one of the things that I also did, I made some dandelion and burdock root tea. And I also put some cloves when I made it, and some cinnamon sticks. And I made a large jar, and I've had it in the refrigerator for about 3 days now. I still have some more that I'm gonna finish up. But this year, I am definitely gonna embark on a healing journey, a continuation of my healing journey. And I developed, I collected a bunch of different herbs that I'm gonna use on a weekly and daily basis. And one of the things is I'm gonna try, I try not to do is not to be excessive in my use of any of the herbs. I went to the Grassroots health store today, and I got some of the fresh dandelion, and I made some salad with it, with some cucumbers, some broccoli, and I cut up some red onions and 2 cloves of garlic. And I had that as my salad today, because I try to make sure that I have some kind of salad in my diet at least twice a week. Incorporate some food. And like this morning, I had some fruits, pineapples, strawberries, and some mangoes. I try to have mango on a regular basis. So for this year, one of the things that I'm gonna also do, I'm gonna make some different teas and boil different kinds of roots. So stinging nettle. This is stinging nettle. I got this from the health store today. This is really good for boosting the immune system. One of the things that I add to my burdock root and dandelion is hibiscus flowers. I add at least 1 teaspoon of hibiscus flowers. It's really good for your immune system and enhances your heart health. Yeah. These are moringa seeds. I got these moringa seeds. This is a great source of vitamin C. It has like a shell. The way I describe it is like an egg. When you boil an egg and you peel the shell, the moringa seed has a shell that you have to peel the shell off, and then you will have like the white. You will see like the seed is all white once you peel that shell off, and you could just chew that seed, and it's really healthy. I got some whole nutmegs, and the nutmeg is really good. You could add this to your drinks. I'm also gonna add some of this nutmeg to the sea moss. This is a very healthy herb, nutmeg, a very healthy spice. Hawthorn berry. This is good for heart health. And something that I use in my salads, which is really good for your immune system. I use at least 2 or 3 drops of oregano oil in my salads. Really, really potent stuff. Really good stuff. Yeah, very good for strengthening your immune system. Oregano oil. In my salad that I did today, I also added a few drops of black seed oil. Pure 100% pure cold pressed black seed oil. Very good for your health. And like I say, I am not giving medical advice. If anyone is seeing a doctor or on medication, before you take any herbs or before you make any changes in your diet, make sure you consult your doctor before incorporating any herbs or any lifestyle changes in terms of your health. One of the things that I also got today is vitamin D and K2. Now that it's like the winter season, some people's immune system could be compromised because of the weather. Some people become susceptible to different kinds of viruses and stuff that may be going around. And it's good to keep your immune system strong so you could fight off any of these viruses and stuff with the changes of the season and stuff. So vitamin D3 and K2, a really good supplement. I usually spend a lot of time in the summer in the sun outside, so I get a lot of vitamin D from the sun. But now, as the weather has changed, I spend less time outside, less time in the sun. So I'm supplementing that with vitamin D. Yeah, and one of the things that I also do a lot, I try to get some walnuts in my diet on a weekly basis. Pumpkin seeds. I try to get pumpkin seeds in my diet. This is good to help with detoxification. I combine the pumpkin seeds, and I also have papaya on a regular basis. I swallow the papaya seeds whole, and I also incorporate pistachios. These are roasted and unsalted, and this is, I think, maybe an acquired taste for some people, but once you start doing it, you'll get used to it. I also use this unsalted, unroasted cashew nuts. And what I do, I try to make my little vegan cheese using these cashew nuts. I soak them for at least a couple hours. And then once they're soaked, I cut some lemons, add a tablespoon of honey. I may also add some other herbs and blend it up real good. Add a tiny little bit of almond milk, and once it's add a small pinch of pink Himalayan salt, and once it's all blended up, I put it in a jar and put it in the refrigerator. And I usually I'm starting to make my own bread with unbleached flour. And I try to use the organic products, because today there's a lot of genetically modified products like fruits and food, and a lot of highly processed foods. Somebody described it as fake foods. There's a lot of fake foods out there, right? They're not really authentic. Even one of the things I used to look at in the store, Beyond Meat or Beyond Burgers, but those are also processed items, and some of them have high sodium in them. And I will put some of those things in the category of fake foods, because they're so highly processed. And yeah, I try to go more natural. I'm gonna try to, for this new year, try to go more natural. I also use dark chocolate a lot, like 75% or 85% dark chocolate. I try to do that on a very regular basis. And you know, since I started incorporating these changes in my diet, I have seen a gradual but significant improvement in my overall health and well-being. It's a process. You know, nothing happens overnight. Just like everything else, we have to be very patient when we're making lifestyle changes. Patience is a key factor in successful outcomes, because sometimes we've adopted negative habits over the years, and sometimes it's not easy to just make instant changes. Sometimes it's a process. But yeah, I mean, for 2026, I'll be sharing a lot of different health strategies and things that we could incorporate to enhance our well-being. But the one of the main things I believe is to make sure that we do not allow ourselves to experience prolonged periods of negative stress. We've got to find ways and methods to relieve ourselves of negative stress. You know, like that song that the guy sang, says, "Don't worry, be happy." Yeah, regardless of all the bad news and all the negative things that are happening in the world, there is good news. We could find good news. We have to seek out the good news, and we have to seek out times where we can listen to good worship music, find times and things to do to relax and encourage ourselves. And the main one is spending time, quality time in the presence of God, spending quality time in worship, spending quality time in meditating upon the word, you know, and make sure that God is in all our thoughts and all our decisions as we continue our journey in this eventful new year. So with that said, God bless and bye-bye.